So on this project, we are going to be taking this piece of clay and making it into a tile, which we are then going to make a mold of. Okay, now a mold is something that you can then put clay into, and then you can make another tile, and another tile, and another tile. All right, so first thing is we're gonna make a 4-inch square tile. And guess what? This is exactly 4 inches. Check it out. Or check it out. Exactly 4 inches. Amazing. So this piece of wood has a 90-degree angle. That is 90 degrees. Half of that is 45 degrees. Okay, so you got a 90-degree angle. You're making a square tile. So that's good. We already have our dimension for 4 inches. Now, we're going to make our tile, and it's going to be making a relief on it. Now, you can pound this down. You got this thing here. You don't want this thing to stick. It's on this piece of material here. I'm going to turn it over here to dryer on this. I want to have it over here so I can work with it. I've got my roller. I can take my roller in my hand and go like this. This is easier than trying to press down like this, okay? Using my hand, I have even pressure on it. Okay, and I'm rolling it out. And I want it to be about a 1/2 inch thick, so it comes up to the quick of my nail. Again, quick of my nail. And I would say that this is about where I want it as far as my stuff. Now I prepared my clay. My clay is beautiful. Okay, I got most of the impurities out. Now this piece of clay you're going to be reusing later, because you're going to make a mold of it, right? So, but you need something to carve with. Here we have our piece of wood. I have something to cut with. You can use multiple tools. This tool, this wonderful tool, it's dirty. My goodness, clean up that tool. Always clean your tools. It has a sharp edge on it, okay? And you can cut with this, okay? You can cut with your pin tool. You can cut with a lot of things. I'm gonna come down like this, I'm gonna come around like this, and here, and I'm just scoring it, just for the heck of it, to get it going, right? There you go. Pull those pieces away, here. Now I've got that. Now we know it's 4 inches, exactly. So now we're gonna go and put this in this 90 degrees, which is square. And we're gonna cut like this, and now I have a square, thereabouts square piece of material for my tile. Okay, see that? Isn't that beautiful? Okay, and then I'm going to take this and put this under here so that it's up a little bit. Now, what you're going to do is, on this project, you are going to create a design. Now, normally I would have something for you to work off of, like an animal or something like that. But you can also make all kinds of designs using various tools and coming up with geometric stuff. Kids came up with all kinds of things in the past. Today, I'm just starting out with a design. I'm making this up as I go along here, right? And now, when you make a design, it has to, when you make these indentations, you have to think about how much space you have in here, and when you make a mold, these areas need to be wider, okay? So you gotta make sure you have enough space here. Also, there's this concept of undercuts. You don't wanna have any undercuts. An undercut is where the clay has it's like a little divot that comes underneath it, you know, like that. See, like that? I'm gonna show you. See, if this is the clay, this is an undercut in here, right? So you will see what I'm talking about. Very important concept, which most students have to learn about. Okay, so here I am working on my design. Okay, I just made this up. Making it up as I go along, right? Why not? Now I have this tool. This tool is my loop tool. It's my little loop tool, and I'm gonna come in here on my angles here, and I'm gonna make nice little 45-degree rounded sections here. I'm removing material, okay? And doing that, putting my stuff, any slip, put the slip in there, so you got it. Take all your clay bits and put them over there, okay? And I'm coming around, and I'm removing material using this, putting it into my little cup, okay? And I keep coming in on each side to remove material, because you're going to be making a mold of this, and it has to have, it has to be able to be deep enough that your mold is strong, and you'll get your details come out nicely when you're done, okay? And when you're done with this, then you got to clean it up. Every time you do these things, you have to clean up your work. And you'll see how it changes it a little bit when you start going into it with your sponge, because it has to be clean. Everything needs to be totally clean in there. You can't have little crumbly pieces of clay in there. It's got to be a nice thing, and you cannot have any undercuts. Right? And I can go back into it with this tool. Right? And you keep going back in and refining what you have. Okay, so here you go. Here's the tile. However you want to look at it, you can look at it this way. You can look at it this way. However you look at it, there's your tile. Okay, and now we want to make sure that the edges do not have any undercuts either. Okay, and let's just look at our thing here that we put on here and make sure everything is nice. Now, you want this to slope this way, sloping out. Okay, so we're gonna take our tool here and we're gonna slope a little bit, put a little angle on that, on your thing, because you're gonna be making a mold of this, and you need to be able to always be able to get your stuff out. Otherwise, it'll be not, it will wanna stick in the mold. You don't want that. Okay. We're doing that. We're doing our slope here. All right. So once you get your slope and it's pretty, you've cleaned things up, then you take your sponge again. Take your sponge again, and okay. So now that looks nice here. That. Okay, you want to make sure that it looks good. All right, make sure it looks good. Clean everything up nice so it all looks good. Get any weird stuff that might be off of it. Now, this is actually ready to be molded now. You could take this and make a mold of this. You could. So, if I was going to make a mold, I need to be able to put it into a mold space, right? So I can make it. So I'm not going to use this piece of wood, though I could. I'm not going there. Right? There you go. Right? So now this is what we got here. We've got these, we did a tile, we made a Jomon pot, and we made a pinch pot. Next thing is you're going to learn how to preserve it in a box so that you do not break it, because eventually you're going to bring these into school. You don't want to break them, right? Because you work so hard on your stuff.